Hello and welcome to What Would You Do? I'm John Quinones. Themes of anti-Semitism are an unfortunate side effect of everyday life. Most people don't pay any attention, but how will people react when anti-Semitism is taken to a whole new level right in front of them? This is Mike W. He's our actor. This is Mike G. He's also in our scenario providing a hidden camera angle. The scene's set, the actors are in place, and the hidden cameras are rolling.
Yes. So they went in and they looked at...
No, that's complete malarkey. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hitler was a great guy. He did not have schizophrenia. He was like the greatest leader of all time.
Mike, no. He had schizophrenia.
But you know what? No, he did not. No. Hitler was like the greatest guy ever. What he did, Germany was crushed by World War I. We all went and ganged up on it. No, I will not sit down. Seats are for people who don't support Hitler. Hitler was awesome.
Normal people without schizophrenia do not support Hitler.
But he brought Germany out of the Depression. It was like the greatest depression ever put on any country. He brought them out. Like all the Jewish people, they had all the money. And every time civilizations built away.
Come on, Mike. No, Hitler's a bad person. What are you talking about?
No, he was great.
Just get out. Just get out.
He brought Germany out of the
you know what?
Depression.
Support your people. I don't know.
No, Hitler's a bad person.
He is like the greatest leader of all time.
I'm the greatest person.
No, he is wonderful. He brought everyone out.
Down on my neck.
Through the breath. He was the best. He was.
Sit down.
But he was like the greatest guy ever. He did. He brought Germany out of the Depression. He went and turned a country that was crumbling.
Go back to Siegel's face.
Superpower.
Go back to Siegel's face.
But no, he was like the greatest. He did everything. He was the best.
Agree to disagree.
But no, like they don't agree with me. Does anyone support me?
No.
Does anyone agree with me?
I got you, Mike.
Yes. Yes. We now have two fellow brethren. Is anyone else going to join us?
No.
Mike, go sit down.
You're a good person.
But it's.
My name's Gilbert, but...
He was the best leader. If we
Except
had
for the fact
gotten.
that he killed millions of people.
Alright, but they had all the money. If they didn't have all the money, then everyone would have had the money. It would have been distributed more equally.
No.
All he did was play on the prejudice of those who were already in the society. Everyone else already had.
Did you have
strong
schizophrenia,
side.
Mike?
Probably,
I
but
feel
that's
like
not the
I feel like
point.
you're schizophrenic right now.
That's not the point. Hitler did not have schizophrenia. He was
He did.
the greatest leader ever.
It's been diagnosed, it's been found if you would look at his actions and
But no, I don't know.
he had delusions of grandeur. He thought he was greater than he really was. He was just an ordinary person that
No, he
manipulated
didn't think he was greater than
society.
he was. He realized his own limitations, which he had none. He was the most charismatic leader of all time. But he was,
Sit down. I'm done.
but he was like the best leader.
Hello everybody, I'm John Quinones, and you're all What Would You Do?
Not real life.
Hi everybody, how you doing? You doing good today? This is our trained actor. He had a wire on the entire time.
Oh, what?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
In the 3 minutes we spent filming, nobody stepped up to tell our actor to stop. Here are some reactions to what people saw.
Oh, let me ask you a question. What did you think of our actor's anti-Semitic behavior?
It was so funny.
You found it amusing. And you
No, I mean, like, I was sitting there, I was really bored, and then out of nowhere, he starts going crazy, and I'm like, yes, this is so cool.
so you
I thought it was
didn't
funny.
you weren't bothered by the fact he was being anti-Semitic towards Jews when you yourself are Jewish.
Well, happens like every day, so I don't really care.
So you
YOLO.
think this happens in every day, and you didn't think to stand up and say, "Hey, he should be doing this"?
No, because it was funny.
So
Never.
what did you think when you first saw Mike stand up in front of the class and start talking?
It was crazy. I mean, Mike isn't really a disrespectful student, you know. When he just got up and just started ranting on about Hitler, I know Mike isn't a disrespectful person, so I said, this can't be Mike, you know. And, you know, I was actually pretty shocked that Mike would do something like that, so.
Did you think at all perhaps to stop maybe him while he was in the middle of it?
I mean, I did say, like, Mike, like, Hitler's not a good person. I mean, you can see it in the video. I was like, he's not a good person, you know? And I just knew it's not Mike to do something like that. So I was kind of shocked that he actually said that Hitler was a good person and a good leader and stuff like that. So, you know.
So you seemed really shocked. How shocked were you exactly when Welch got up and started talking about anti-Semitism?
Well, I was shocked that he would agree with, like, Hitler, and that he kept going even when Mr. Washington told him to sit down.
So did you think, any part of you think to maybe get up and tell him to stop, or it could be offensive?
No, I thought he was just joking around.
So you thought he was joking, you think he didn't mean it?
Yeah, I didn't think he meant it. I thought he was just trying to be funny, but...
But what if that had actually hurt someone's feelings in the class? How do you know if it's real or not real or not?
Well, no one was really offended. I mean, they all kind of were just laughing and...
So since you were in on this whole idea, what was your thoughts on how Mike did in preaching anti-Semitism?
I think he did pretty good. I mean, at first he was a little shaky. He kind of just jumped up there, not really knowing what he's going to say, but he kind of got into it. And I think if he explained a little bit more in detail of what it was, then maybe he would have got more followers.
So do you think that it was a good reaction or a bad reaction? Do you think people thought it was meant to be humorous?
At first, people were like, why is he standing up? I really think that he's fighting this. But then I think they started figuring out, oh my God, this is funny. But at first, I think people actually believed that it was not.
And do you think that because people perceive this as funny, it sends a bad message to people who actually are anti-Semitist?
No.
So how did you feel when Mike got up in front of the class and started talking about Hitler?
Well, when he started, when he got up and ran to the front of the classroom, I'm like, well, that's typical Mike. Then I'm like, oh wait, this is for sociology, because I've seen it before with, last year Emma jumped up on a chemistry desk, so it's kind of like that.
So that this was a prank, or not?
Yeah.
Had it been real, do you think your reaction might have been different?
Yeah, totally. I think I would hide under a desk, because that was kind of creepy.
So you were intimidated by it a little bit, even though you knew it was fake?
Yeah, very good acting skills.
So even though you knew it was fake, what was your initial reaction to how Welch presented himself?
I was a little bit caught off guard. I didn't think he was going to be as animated as he was and as persistent as he was. So it was kind of a typical Welsh idea, but he definitely took it to the extreme, which caught me off guard.
So do you think, had this not been a scenario, that anybody would have actually stepped up? Because no one stepped up and said, tell him to stop.
I think everybody knew Mike and his personality and was kind of maybe not as surprised that he was acting out of the norm and kind of standing up and going on a rant. So had it been maybe toned down a little bit more and not as animated, I think maybe somebody would have stepped up, but you never know what people are going to react.
So as a teacher, do you think that this is a real problem in schools today? Do you think there's anything like this happening?
I would hope not. I think we've been informed enough, and that as a society we've become aware enough of racism and other prejudice that's out there. So I would hope, but you see more institutional and more toned down discrimination. So it's not going to be as animated or overt as it was in Nazi Germany and other areas. But I think there are still times where you're going to see prejudice.
Today, we tried to get people to stand up to anti-Semitic views. While nobody did, we hope you, if ever in such a situation, will. Since Nazi jokes are out of my comfort zone, I'll just say don't be Hitler. Join us next time, where we see what you would do when you find your grandmother is caught eating baby seals in public.